suspect!
Coming to get you, Bobber.
Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. This video is just a kind of quick video. I want to talk about my experience of going to For the Love of Horror in Manchester 2022. I usually do a video about it after I've came back. So I went last week and this has probably been my best year so far. I think I'll probably say that every year because it does get bigger and better. And my experience with the whole venue is always a good one because more and more now, not trying to be big-headed or anything, but more and more people notice who I am as the channel grows as well. And it's a surreal experience where people coming up to you and saying, "Oh, Barry," or Wolfman, some people call me Wolfman. It's a surreal experience where people coming up and saying, "Oh, can I get a photograph with you?" Or "I love your channel." Just hearing that face to face is unbelievable. I even get people commenting saying, "Oh, I saw you there but didn't want to come up to you because I was too shy." And I'm like, how can you be too shy? You know, I'm nobody. So the experience of that gets bigger every year as well. You know, the first year it happened in 2018, I maybe got one or two people come up to me and say, "Oh, I love your channel." And then the next year you get more and more. This year it must have been about 30 people that came up to me and spoke to me. And even after they spoke to me, I went to the after party and I approached them again, you know, because I'm just a normal person. I went up to them and saying, "Oh, thanks for coming up to me today. It means a lot to me." You know, have a drink with them, have a laugh with them. And that's what you need to do with these people, is like, let them know that you're not anyone special, because I'm not anyone special whatsoever. Just a normal guy like you, anyone. But that aside, you know, that experience itself for people noticing you is absolutely fantastic. The experience of going to the con is always good. I don't get autographs and photographs from everyone. In fact, I don't get any autographs from people. I think the only person I've ever had an autograph from was Nick Castle, but it's mostly the photographs that I go for. I like the visual memory because the autograph one, as good as they are, it doesn't really bother me. I like to get that face-to-face confrontation with people in the photographs. I'm a photographer myself, so I love photographs. So this time, you probably saw it, I got Danielle Harris and Scout Taylor Compton. Obviously it's a kind of controversial time for those two with what's happening behind the scenes, but we won't talk about that. But those two are just so lovely. You know, I got the opportunity to see them twice because my friend Rob, I went with my friends Rob and Shane. Rob got autographs from Danielle and Scout. And in fact, I think he just got photographs. I took the photograph for Rob for his selfies with them, and I got to talk to him for a couple of minutes. And they're just so lovely. Just listening to them speak, they're just so down to earth. They're just like us. They love the franchise. They're obviously at the convention as well, so they obviously love what they do. And they're just so genuinely nice. I know that's a cliche comment on a lot of people. You look at them and people say, "Oh, I've spoken to them and they're so lovely." They are. They are so down to earth. They're beautiful as well. They're amazing people. And they've got time for everyone. You know, people will go up for an autograph and they will spend that time and listen to the person, answer their questions, and just really get to know these people. And they've done that with Rob as well. Rob's a very chatty guy, as he knows. And he was just talking about their podcast, Talk Scary to Me. And they're just so enthusiastic about it. Not just about that. They're enthusiastic about the questions they're being asked. They listen to the questions. They don't just go, "Oh yeah." They really listen to you, and they're so happy and humble. And then when they get their selfies, they don't just go selfie time and then they go away. They go, "Oh, you want to do another one? Put the flash on." I know that Scout said that to me. Sorry guys, my daughter's Tamagotchi went off. She got a Tamagotchi. But yeah, when Scout got a photograph with my friend Rob, I was taking the photographs and she's like, "Oh, you need to put the flash on so you can get a better picture." I put the flash on anyway. It wasn't a better picture. It was a massive room, so the flash, you know, flashes don't make, if you're not a photographer guys, don't put a flash on in a big massive room. It makes no sense. Obviously she's not a photographer, but she's like, "Put the flash on, get a better photograph." And I obviously did it because I'm a nice guy. But that's how nice she was, and that's how nice Danielle was as well. But they had the time. You know, you take a photograph and like, take more. That's how nice they were. I've got no bad thing to say about them. They're absolutely great girls. And obviously when I got my photograph with them as well, They were so nice. They weren't standoffy when you get a photograph or anything like that. They're just so nice. And when I got my photograph, I was so happy. I do look kind of red in the photograph. It's not because I'm embarrassed or anything, although they might make you blush. I was just off the flight from Spain, and that's another part of my journey with For the Love of Horror. I drove from Glasgow to Manchester last week, got on a plane to Spain with my family, which was great, and we got back on the Friday, and then this was a Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, so it was just mayhem for the full 8 days I was away. So I look red in the photograph. It's not because I'm embarrassed or shy, it's because I'm just off the plane in Spain and I'm still a little bit crispy. But yeah, I look pretty good. I then met up with my friend Darren at the after party and during the day as well. He was there with his wife. Darren, who you'll know from the Slaughtered Lamb Movie podcast, a really nice guy, and you'll probably notice from the photographs, he looks like a giant. I thought Darren was probably about my height. I don't know why. I'm not a small guy. I'm about 5'9". Maybe that is quite small. But Darren said he's about 6'1". I always imagined Darren being my height. I don't know why. We all sit down in our videos. We don't stand up and measure in our videos, so you just don't really know what height people are. But Darren's a tall guy, guys. So if you wanted to know, yes, he is pretty much a giant compared to me. And he's a lovely guy as well. We got photographs together. It was a great experience meeting Darren, because Darren's probably going to be a massive YouTuber eventually with Frank. So it's good to meet him while he's still humble. Not saying you won't be humble, Darren, but it's good to meet people at the beginning of their YouTube journeys. And obviously Darren is at the beginning. I know he's been here for about 2 years now, but him and Frank, they are going to be massive at the end of the day. But yeah, Darren's a lovely guy. I'm hoping to do more videos with Darren and Frank online. But myself and Darren, we're not that far away from each other. Me and Darren are probably closer to each other than a lot of the American YouTubers are to each other. So it's not that we don't have an excuse, but we've got less of an excuse to maybe meet up and do face-to-face videos with each other. And I think we should do that in the future. Not spoken to Darren about it yet, so he's probably finding out about it in this video. So it's a good idea, Darren. We should meet up and do physical videos together for both our channels, of course. And I think it'd be good for both of us to get that done, because we've got the same love for the same type of horror, and it only makes sense to do something like that. A really funny experience I had at the after party was I was talking to Darren and I went up for a drink, and I was still getting noticed during the night, and some guy came up to me who was a really nice guy. He's like, "You're Dave McRae, aren't you?" I'm like, "No, I'm not Dave McRae." He's like, "You're Dave McRae." And I'm like, "Are you kidding on? No, I'm not Dave McRae." He's like, "You're having me on, you're Dave McRae." And I'm like, "No, I'm not Canadian. Dave McRae's Canadian."
Hey folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here.
And he's like, "You're having a laugh." And then he walked away thinking I was kidding on, that I wasn't Dave McRae. At this point, I said to myself, he obviously got us mixed up. He thinks I'm Dave McRae, and he probably thinks Dave McRae is Wolfman's Got Nards. There's no way he's mixing us up.
Hey folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here.
I was about to tell him, go and ask Darren from the Slaughtered Lamb, but Darren went to the toilet at this point. He must have a weak bladder. So I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not Dave McRae." And I was about to tell him I'm Barry from Wolfman's Got Nards, but he went away angry. He's like, "No, you're Dave McRae."
Hey folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here.
Then I saw him later on, and he walked past me and he's like, "Dave McRae," and he went away again. And at that point I was like, oh, I really want to tell this guy that he's got us mixed up. But then later on during the night, I saw him in the background and he was looking over, pointing at me. And I walked over to him, I says, "Have you ever heard of Wolfman's Got Nards?" And he started laughing and he's like, "I'm really sorry, I got you mixed up." And then he recognised that yes, there was a Dave McRae, who's not me, and I am Wolfman's Got Nards. So that, it's just a small experience, but that makes the night for you because it's funny. Everyone has a laugh, and that's something about For the Love of Horror and other conventions like this. You get people from all walks of life, all accents. I'm Scottish. Everyone from around the world comes to For the Love of Horror, and whether you're small, tall, black, white, Asian, anything, whatever, everyone, even if you don't speak the language, you look at each other with costumes on and you point and you're like, "That's amazing," and you smile and you go up to people you don't know, people you don't normally speak to in the street, and you say, "Oh, cool costume," or "I know who you are, what's your favourite scary movie?" and you just get talking. Everyone smiles, everyone laughs, everyone has a good time, and most importantly, everyone gets on. No matter where you're from, everyone has a good time. Everyone's so nice at these conventions, especially for the love of horror. This is my favourite one that I go to every year, and it's just such a humble and great experience. Whether you're a YouTuber or just someone that goes there just to get autographs and photographs, no matter who you are, no matter what you're there for, it's just a great experience. And then going to the after party at night is it's another layer to that experience, because you can get to have a little drink if you drink, and just relax and have fun. And that's what the whole day is about. So that's why I go to things like this, and obviously that's a bonus for me. But it is just such a great experience, and something that I'll continue to go to for however long I can. So I will be booking up for next year, of course, 2023. For the love of horror, we'll be putting out all their information about tickets, etc. So if you don't go, guys, and you're close by, you should definitely go. If you watch the channel as well, I will definitely be there next year. Obviously, if I can be there, I'll definitely go next year. And if you want to see me, if you want to speak to me or anything, you don't have to, because I'm not that famous. If you do see me, come up to me and say hello to me. For those of you who didn't want to say hello but wanted to this year, please come up to me next year, shake my hand, say hello, and just take photographs or whatever you want to do, and we'll talk, because I'm not one of these people who walk away. I'll talk to you, I'll get photographs with you, and we can talk horror, and that's what it's all about. Anyway, guys, that's my experience of this year's For the Love of Horror. If you went as well, or even if you didn't go, leave your comments down below. Let me know your experiences. If you spoke to me, leave your comments down below as well, guys, because a lot of people tell me your name in real life but don't tell me what your name is on YouTube, etc. So let me know down below if you spoke to me, and I'll probably remember who you were. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching again. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.